At Purple Plum, we use a structured onboarding framework to help make this happen. And it's built around three key phases, which we'll cover today. So primarily being the discovery phase, then structure and planning, and then finally the implementation. So phase one is discovery, and we always start here. We don't like jumping straight into building. We start by asking thoughtful questions to understand what your current processes are, what your pain points look like, who's responsible for what, and where do things fall through the cracks. We typically run one or more discovery calls and take detailed notes in a shared Monday doc. I'm going to switch over here to show you an example of a Monday doc that we utilize. So this is an example of a Monday doc getting utilized for a CRM onboarding. If we're onboarding a sales team, we might start out by mapping your sales funnel. So questions we may ask include, where do your leads come from? How do you qualify them? What stages do you move through before closing a deal? Who gets involved along the way? What tools you're using? And then even some qualitative questions like, what's been working well for you? What roadblocks do you have, or what's getting in your way? And what does success look like for you, when we wrap this project up? So we capture this in a collaborative Monday doc, which then can serve as a living reference throughout this project. This same structure and approach works really well across all kinds of teams and requirements here. So sales, as this one is, but HR, finance, operations, marketing can still use the same tool to the same effect. So just remember here, discovery is about surfacing not only what needs to be built, but what needs to be improved on. So for small projects, Monday Docs is a really great tool to utilize for this discovery. But oftentimes for more complex implementations, we opt to use Monday's Work Canvas tool. And let me switch over to that now here. So here's an example of Monday's Work Canvas that we've utilized before in discovery. So Work Canvas is Monday.com's digital whiteboard, and it lets us do a lot of things. Some examples are mapping your current processes, building org charts, understanding handoffs between teams, highlighting dependencies and blockers, really a lot of stuff. In this example here, we have all the places you can go. In this example, it's for real estate. This is a really great place to start when we're first getting accustomed to Monday.com and determining what it is that is going to be built in here. So these top level blocks here are the different maybe departments or teams within an organization, within a real estate company. And these items below are different types of solutions that Monday can provide for that we've determined here at Purple Plum. So for example, CRM, of course, we can do leads, prospects, manage your active clients, referrals, and relocations. But for things like transaction management, property management, we can manage your pre-market due diligence, your acquisitions and refurbishing, your active listening, new tenant onboarding, lots of those types of elements. But keep in mind, we can still run the operation systems, your marketing team, onboarding and training new team members, your vendor management, lots of these things. So going through an exercise to determine what options are there and what the needs are for this initial engagement with Monday.com is a really great place to start. Following that, we've got some other tools here that we can utilize. Sorry, Mark, do you have a question?
Yeah, Derek, can you go back for just a moment? Because just to that all the places we can go view, what I find to be so fascinating, and maybe you can speak to it for a moment, is when our clients come to us, they very often have maybe one of those types of columns, if you will, in mind, a project focused on property management or CRM, or maybe integrating marketing needs or page proof or whatever it might be. But what I find really fascinating is as the engagement continues, all these new use cases for Monday.com really come about as they say, gosh, if we have the power to do this for, let's say, marketing, dwell on that for a moment, then they suddenly realize, hey, we could do this for biz ops, right, as you were just describing, or we can do that for our accounts receivable, our accounts payable, and just kind of go on and on for there. So we often talk about Monday serving as this single source of truth for our clients. I think that they're finding that because Monday is so intuitive and so much of their operations can live in harmony within Monday, really the kind of deliberate structured approach that we've taken, what you're describing right now, the moving a client onto Monday, it brings out, I guess you'd say, really more than the sum of its parts.